Hi, we're chatting all things Downton Abbey, a new era with Cosmo. I'm Michelle Dockery.
Hugh Dancy.
Raquel Cassidy.
Kevin Doyle.
I'm Michael Fox.
I'm Sophie McShera.
I'm Laura Haddock.
And I'm Joanne Froggatt.
Do sit down. I've come into possession of a villa in the south of France.
What villa?
Start at the beginning.
We had one where we were up at Highclere and we had like half a day off because we were supposed to do a scene in the morning, we did in the afternoon. So Sophie and I just had a bit of time.
Yeah.
So we thought, it would be nice, we'll go for a little cycle around the grounds of Highclere. Anyway.
Like tourists.
We learned later that we cycled through the back of a shop.
And Simon was apparently fuming and he doesn't know it was us.
Yeah, it was just, these people earlier were just cycling through the back shop. We're like, bloody nightmare.
Who would do that?
Yeah.
Can't you do the wine thing? Or was that Rob?
Oh, that's with the thingamabob.
I don't know, pouring wine.
Pour.
No. Oh, that thing.
Yeah,
oh,
that.
yeah. The
You're
old
good at
swirly
that.
whirly thing at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you've got.
Yeah, that's.
And I've got nothing.
I can back out of a room forwards.
Forwards? You can back out of a room
Back out
forwards.
Wow!
You know where you're coming and going.
Facing forwards, I mean.
Wait, so you coming into the room?
No, so I
facing-
can back out of the room without turning my back on
The room.
whoever I'm leaving the room
that's
to.
nice.
Yeah.
That's good. When would you ever need that in real life? Have you ever used
When you're an
that?
actress in Downton Abbey.
Oh, right, sorry. Yeah.
Foxy.
When you
That's
meet
true.
Elton John.
That's true.
Yeah. when you-
Yes.
I can't pour a bottle of wine now in real life without someone going, oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I bet.
That was a skill that I learned on Downton, to ride side saddle.
That always looks really scary, rather precarious.
It's actually not as sort of uncomfortable as it looks.
Do you hook your leg
Oh,
over?
around the-
You do.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
you?
a bit. Elsa. Yes, you do. But you're a lot more secure than you look.
Oh, right.
But it's pretty scary.
Hello, Mr. Molesley. Why are you here?
You know I love anything to do with films.
Well, I know you enjoy a trip to the pictures.
It's more than that. For me, Hollywood is the ultimate dream factory.
Well, I mean, it's obvious, but it's a shorter shoot, so it definitely makes us sort of appreciate the moments of being there because, you know, it's so lovely to be back and you can never expect to be back at this stage of the game. So it's always such a treat to be able to be doing another film and really just enjoying being there and enjoying, you know, hanging out with all the people that I've loved working with over the last 12 years.
Well, it's shot over a shorter amount of time, which is really nice. It's just sort of 2 to 3 months, whereas the series is much longer. So that was lovely to kind of it be a sort of shorter period. But the time that it takes to shoot feels like it's a bit more languid. There's more time each day to shoot, which felt like a luxury.
Yes, as Michelle said, sort of, there's longer to do each scene because the scenes are probably more cinematic.
Why do you think he gave you the villa?
That is where the mystery resides.
Then we're off to the Riviera. And with any luck, we'd miss the whole of Mary's frightful film.
I do hope that was a prop.
With my stuff, actually in the script it kept going wrong. So that was quite funny to keep playing a scene over and over and over again, but without Simon Curtis cutting, but Hugh Dancy cutting, who was playing the director in the movie within the movie. So it was a strange, like, yeah, it's just it was a strange feeling to be on a set with your director shouting cut, but that it's actually in the film, in the film in the film.
Well, there's a scene in the movie of a scene that keeps going wrong that I'm directing. And we shot that scene. I mean, it was as written, it only went wrong once. But I think Simon's idea on the day that we're filming it was let's just keep doing it, and you know, it gets progressively worse and worse. And the version you see in this film is at about 40% of how it ended up when there were plants falling over. And, so that was the closest. The actual film went very smoothly.
Yeah. Well, it certainly felt like that to us.
I hope you'll enjoy your stay. Your butler lends a welcome air of splendor to the proceedings. He can stand down if you prefer.
I think it was fine until we started receiving picture messages
yeah.
from Jim, particularly. And then we got real jealous. It looked so beautiful.
At first we were a little bit smug because we finished shooting weeks before they
Yeah.
did. And also it was a bit touch and go whether they'd be able to shoot in France at first. But then we started getting the picture messages
Yeah.
and the smugness disappeared quite quickly because it looked incredible.
It looked so nice.
I mean, seeing pictures of you all in that beautiful place, I was so envious.
Yeah.
I was sent loads of photos from Alan and Laura, just of you, you know.
On the beach.
On the
Walking.
beach, yeah.
Was it hellish seeing those photos?
Yeah, being locked down by a pool and then with a beautiful beach and, you know, the south of France is with a whole bunch of people that you enjoy spending time
Did you have the
with.
hotel to yourselves?
Yeah, pretty much. The first one certainly, and then the second one I can't remember now. I think we did,
Can't
yeah.
even remember.
Yeah, actually I can't remember.
It was
We
so
had a lot of hotels.
glorious.
And then we had that lovely
Remember.
house. Yeah, it was actually a real treat.
They better be warned. The British are coming.
Yeah, this is your question.
I
Your
loved
question.
the so in the film, Lady Mary goes, and Jack, who's Hugh Dancy, goes to the cinema to watch a movie, and the movie that's on that screen I had to shoot, and it was like early 1920s, so flapper dress with a headband, very short, peroxide blonde bob, and I loved that era and that style, and getting all shushed up in those outfits.
Yeah, I mean, I just love all of them, and every time I think one is a favourite, the next one arrives, and I think that's my favourite. I mean, I just love them all. I particularly love the day wear in this one, because there aren't as many evening scenes, so there was managed to be sort of more day wear.
Was it made, or were they authentic, or?
It varies. Some of them are authentic that need some repair, and some are made fully from scratch. I think most of them are made from scratch now.
Right.
For the film, but the one I'm wearing in the poster I really love. I only wore it in the coda at the end, but it sort of emulates Lady Violet. You know, it's a sort of symbol of her being very much her grandmother's granddaughter, which I loved.
Well, the corsets have gone, haven't they? So
They've gone. I feel like the guys are more uncomfortable than us now, because our
All the
costumes are
stiff
really loose,
shirts
all the
and
stiff
stuff like that,
shirts,
yeah.
yeah.
Although I was in kind of shirt sleeves, and I really like the men's clothes, just kind of great big baggy trousers, and you know.
Welcome to the Villa of the Doves. It's a beautiful place.
How happy you must be.
We had separate hair and makeup buses on this one because of COVID protocols, so we couldn't have too many people in a obviously confined space and had to have the windows open. So me and Laura were always on the same bus, weren't we? So, and we'd be a nightmare because we'd be sat opposite each other facing mirrors, and our poor hair and makeup people, because we'd be like blah 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 blah, chatting away to each other, and they'd be like, "Can you just put your head forward?"
We played bananagrams for 10 years, but we haven't done that. I think because of COVID we couldn't, you know, during this film. I think we probably did in the first film, but we didn't in this film, of course, because there had to be a bit of a distance. Not allowed to touch things. But bananagrams was a favourite, a cast favourite to play in between scenes.
Well, how many times did you help me out that car? I thought if this
I
is
quite
the
like
story
the car
of your...
stuff though.
Oh, you did?
I do, because we have to do Alistair Bruce, our Oracle etiquette guy. He basically, you have to time it where as soon as the car stops, like the door opens.
Yes.
And I always love. I think that's such a cool thing. I love that.
There's a melody to it, isn't there? Like
Yeah.
there's a rhythm to it that you have to adhere to just because of protocol of the time.
But that isn't that they wanted that to be so perfect. I mean,
Yes.
that the shot in the film is so
Yes.
perfect
Yes.
because you step out, it's just like whoa.
Yeah.
Hollywood star has come to the
Different colour, different energy,
Yeah.
different tone, yeah. These guys are amazing. So everything that you see on screen, it's really fueled by this friendship. And that's what I felt more than anything, was that they just know each other so well. They love each other. They've got each other's backs. They have a great time. It's funny. It's silly. It's light. And then that's just the best environment to play in. So yeah, it was amazing coming in, but scary at first.
I mean, like momentarily nerve-wracking, but I really liked this guy that was playing, and it kind of had the advantage of, you know, he comes in with a slightly different energy, I suppose, or more specifically, he comes in with a slightly different attitude, I think, towards the house and everything it represents, and he just wants to use it, and he wants everybody to get out of the way. So he's not so maybe so respectful. So that made my life a little bit easier. I think if I'd had to slot in as somebody who was, say, I don't know, you've got a long-lost cousin, I would have been a bit more nervous.
Come to the Villa of the Doves.
You must come here a lot.
We do, or rather we did, before you entered our lives.
Always in the winter, for as long as I can remember.
Well, I know during the series, when we were filming the series, Julian was very open about he watched what all the actors were doing in, you know, when we first started filming season 1, and then he did develop the characters based on what he felt our strengths were and what he felt was coming across. So that's really beautiful to know that we influenced him writing for us in that way. But yeah, I don't know. I've always been so happy with Anna's character arcs. I've never felt that anything's been missing or off, or I've never felt the need to say anything different.
Yeah, I feel the same, and I think that's probably because he's working with us and watching us, and everything you say feels like you would say it, so he's doing that without us having to ask him.
Yeah, I think Julian responds, doesn't he, to what he sees in the person and the character, and how they, and then he writes for that. So, you know, in a way you are without realising that you are
affecting it.
Yeah. But Simon as well, on you know, before we all got together, before the read-through, he contacted every member of the cast and met for coffee if they could for COVID, or had a conversation on the phone to talk about, you know, how they felt about the script, how they felt about their characters, and all of that. It was really lovely way, of starting with. Although he was a new director, he wasn't new to us, but a new director on the book was genius. It was a really lovely way of starting.